Hello there. Come on in. Welcome to you. This is the Cosmic Watch. I'm Franklin, your astrologer. And in my spare time, I do psychic phone calls. And to get a private reading with me here at weforetell.com, all you have to do is find the contact number and schedule below in the description. And please check out our other free videos on here on YouTube. There's the horoscopes. There's lessons in reading tarot cards, and of course, there's our compatibility videos, how the different signs go together. And please, if you like what you see there, hit the thumbs up, because it does make a difference, and we do thank you for your support. And somewhere out there's someone with us for the first time, and I welcome you in. And we also have a live chat room among our subscribers to the channel. Here's Cody saying, "How have I been?" And there, how about that? In the chat room, they ask about the doctor. Right? I feel very very comfortable in this new way of doing readings. This truly is as technologically advanced as it can possibly be. Cody, we're looking at the next to the last day of Cancer. Tomorrow is going to be that cusp day as we slide towards Leo. So today is the last day that's truly all emotion for everybody, that Cancer influence. Cody says, been trying to do better for today. That's because the moon has moved into Virgo, and we've got we're trying to live up to our own expectations, trying to do better. That's exactly it. That's what the moon in Virgo is doing for us. Cody says, little sister kind of made me upset from earlier today. And it's Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgo. So it's communications. And that's what it's all about as we get under this Virgo moon. So communications have been upsetting. You're hearing what needs to be heard, and you're saying what needs to be said. And that's the numbers that have today. And if today's date, July the 21st, 7/21 of 2023, it all adds up to 17. So numerologically, today, if you were born today, you are a 1 plus 7. Action plus the action is going to be blessed equals 8. And 8 is about not only getting abundance here in the material world, it's about showing your gratitude for what you got. Today is an 8. Today is the day that you receive. Today is the day you show your gratitude. Tomorrow's a 9. Tomorrow's the day to let it go, to release it, to move on to something else. Cody says she thinks she knows it all. He's talking about his little sister that he had the communication problem with. And this is going, that problem is going to extend through the week, through the coming week. The planets that are going to really influence us are going to be Mercury. We've got days of Virgo here. There's Mercury, Venus, and then Mars and Pluto. So, Venus is love and desire, and Mars is taking action, and Pluto is regeneration. So this week we're going to go through an entire cycle. I mean, there's going to be birth, death, rebirth happening. The things are going to come and go. Cody says she treats me like I'm an idiot. And people treat us in that way that they treat us is because of how we look to them, because of how their guides allow them to see us and what they allow to hear. Your guides can, just as surely as they can put blinders over you and make you walk right past where you were going, they can make you hear something different. Two people hear the same thing and they really hear something different. That happens all the time because your guides make, like Cody, your sister, hear what you're saying in a very different way. And what she says is not exactly what she means to say, but it's the way that you're hearing it that can really get you upset. And that remember last time we were talking about people being able to see old soul has been around, has different lives, has some years on it, has knowledge in there. They can look in your eyes and they say to you, you're an old soul. And this is them being enabled by their guides to be able to see what's inside of you. And here we have the real basis of doing psychic readings, of being able to see that there are different sorts of guides for everyone. I believe truly everyone has guides, and here's a great thing to know: guides, your spirit guides, can, in order to get love, experience the emotion of love, can jump into your pets. Your pet can have a spirit guide. Your spirit guide in it, just to think about the pure love that is generated between you and the pet. And to the give and take of that emotion. This is what your spirit guides are with you for very often. Well, if you wonder why is this guide leading me to do these certain things, to be with these certain people, because they know that person is either going to make you love them or hate them. Love, anger, it's emotion. It's emotion that the guides are taking you towards by pushing you into situations that will lead to your enlightenment. And that's what the guides are there for. Cody says it is true that he is an old soul. You can feel these things when you can see a former life, when you have when it is so clear that your psychics can see it, can see what's happened to you in a former life. Uh, Cody says, love and care about my little sissy, but she can be very bossy. Obviously, my love for the past. Yes, yes. We the reason that I do readings is because as a child I was taken off the streets by a band of gypsies who were accused of kidnapping children, and did no more than take in an orphan, and it's with those with that band, traveling with that band is where I learned how to read the tarot cards, and that's why in this life it was such a draw, so natural to be able to to do that, and to look the into the your own past, and to see that there is a real purpose in your life, and that you're going to see the same souls in each lifetime, the same cast of characters who will no doubt be a part of your lifetime this time, and this is something else that you recognize in other people, and there is what everyone really wants to know. Is this my soulmate? Have I been in previous lives with this person? Are there ties that keep me together with that person? And those ties can be seen. The entirety of your karmic building life is like on a movie loop inside of your mind. It's seeable. It's very. It is seeable. Not only it's so seeable by seers and other people, that it's seeable by you. You through visions, through daydreams, through fantasies, you experience the former lifetime. Cody says, obviously, I have a big love for the past variety shows, from vaudeville and theaters and the radio, and dramatic plays and other stuff from the past. Cody, the first time I ever walked out on stage as a fatally shy person, and the first time I was ever able to actually entertain an audience, and get in return from them that they did enjoy it. It was just, it was the feeling of being at home. It was the feeling of this is where I belong, and I've stayed with it forever. It's always been a part of my life, and boy, how things have changed in my lifetime. When I was in college, we literally built an FM radio station, and the only problem was nobody had an FM radio. I mean, I don't think there existed an FM radio in the entire town in 1969. Yeah, in 1969, and to see FM literally come on the band is had become something, and now be something else entirely. To see it come and go almost is very interesting. Cody says, speaking of the past, I saw 54 and 55, the fall preview for TV Guide on eBay. one of the coolest books. Oh man, to read the synopsis and realize that there's only three choices at any one time. And TV Guide actually writes the, uh, the what's going to happen for every one of the programs, and you're able you get the TV Guide a month in advance. It comes to you in the mail, and it was the most popular thing on the newsstands. I mean, that's the TV Guide was have to for a lot of people, and the television guide, the daily television guide, used to be a mainstay of local newspapers. Local newspapers could count on revenue coming in from each of the three television stations in their particular town because they they had to spend money. It was Cody says going on stage in the Ryman Theater was cool. Yeah, well, so he's talking about being at the old Ryman Theater in downtown Nashville, where all of the people um, come across the Ryman, and that used to be the right there on one of the Fourth Avenue, Fifth Avenue, just off Broadway. There on Friday afternoons, it used to be a traffic hazard because of the line of people who were standing outside the Ryman waiting for the opera to be on that night, and they would snake on down around the corner. And it was really a gathering of people from all over the Southeast. People who people who took their vacations in their pickup trucks, right? And that was where they would come to, and it was because the the country music stars, most of the country music labels were located in Nashville, that the stars were also located here. And that's why fans started coming to Nashville in the first place, was just to glimpse, a look at the stars who in Nashville at that time were just ordinary people, and were treated that way, and that was the draw for many years of the musicians and performers who came here, because it was such an easy place to live, and people didn't give you a hard time, for being a musician. So that the musicians all gave each other a hard time. I went through the time when Flat and Scruggs, right? Off of the Grand Ole Opry, Flat and Scruggs were the heart and soul of the bluegrass movement of Bill Monroe's bluegrass, and they took on a life of their own, had their own local TV show, and were really made big time stars by the television show The Beverly Hillbillies, as a way of sounding very country. The Beverly Hillbillies used Flat and Scruggs music to be their intro, and they actually had Flat and Scruggs on the show. But that music being heard there on the TV show led to Flat and Scruggs being the soundtrack for Bonnie and Clyde. And their music, this super picking of bluegrass music, fit in with what was on screen in Bonnie and Clyde, and what was a huge hit and made them just, I mean, it brought their music to the forefront, and they couldn't work enough, So what happens to Flatt and Scruggs? This is the time of in the 1960s of the Vietnam War, and a very divided nation, and long hair being the symbol of rebellion. Lester Flatt didn't have children. Earl Scruggs had boys who were all musicians. All were now teenage, long-haired musicians. And Flatt and Scruggs went their separate ways. And Earl Scruggs became the Earl Scruggs Review, playing with his sons as they toured the world, and really changed music into that genre of country rock that prevailed back in the 1970s. Here's Cody say, saw the pictures on that TV guide from new attractions like the Wonderful World of Disney. Disney World opened first in 1955, and they already had the Walt Disney Club, the Mickey Mouse Club. Yeah, the Mickey Mouse Club, of course it was, on in the afternoons. And that was, you talk about a major hit show. And when kids got home in the afternoon, it was right there for them. And I Love Lucy, heard in the fall of 54, summer 55 was a banner year for variety shows. Yeah, man. The mid 50s were a time of such change, of people realizing, and it's when the world, when the really hip world changes from being beatniks to being hippies, and it's there's a real period of transition there, where where politics changed, and I think we're coming up to another very big political change, because the entire world swings as hard as it can in one direction, and when it just can't go any further, it has to come back the other way. There's always blowback to whatever happened. Whatever is happening right now was caused by whatever happened yesterday. It's blowback. It's people trying to get revenge by getting people back. And there's so much effort in this world, so much time and energy wasted on getting people back, evening the score, trying our best to feel like we win, and as though life were a game and God was keeping score. And it's that's a very hard way to look at the world. And Cody, one of the other things about things that we can see within people, not only the fact that they've been here before as an old soul, but there's something else very, very different about some of the souls that are living with us right now, and that is that they're part angel. The angels were here before we came. God's first thought was of others, and that created angels. Angels are the hands and the faces of God. Angels are the ones who come to us, the ones who are Immaculate Conception. This is angels who came to earth and did mate with with humans. Now, at that time, that would have made their offspring half angel, and then a generation later, a quarter angel, and you see 1,000 generations later now that the people among us who have this angel in them, it's a very small part, but it's there. It's not enough for them to be able to spread their wings, but they know who they are, and they know they know each other when they see and find each other. And Cody says shows like Laugh-In started making more jokes about politics with Richard Nixon. Whew, boy, it's and this is real sacred territory, because if you go too far, you end up like the Smothers Brothers. The Smothers Brothers got a little too political, and their network just cut them off. They were the #1 show in America, and they just dropped them. And of course, the other two networks wouldn't have anything to do with them. Oh, politics was such a touchy subject, because Richard Nixon had gotten in such a strange way. You see, in 1968, the sitting president, Lyndon Johnson, surprised the entire country when he made a speech in 1968 that, first of all, ended the Vietnam War, or should have. He stopped all bombing, stopped it. It's over, and began the Paris peace talks. And then at the end of the speech, he says, "Oh, by the way, I am not going to run for another term of president." And so there was this huge void created. His vice president, Hubert Humphrey, would run, but the what had always been Democratic, the solid South, all the southern states banding together, this was finally broken up in 1968 by an independent candidate, Alabama Governor George Wallace. Made a big run as an independent, and took away enough votes that the Republican Party won, and the one who just happened to be standing there waiting in line was Richard Nixon. And so Nixon takes this as a mandate for him to run all the hippies out of the country. We'll just round them up, and that really was the thinking. It was such a strange time of the country fighting itself against itself, and to see what rebellion really looks like, what it looked like here in the late 1960s. I'm afraid all you have to do is look at the Ukraine right now. It's there's so much being repeated that they need to look ahead and see what the results of the Vietnam War were. What was gained? What was the point? So it's politics are always a part of it. The biggest thing that I can possibly say for any politician out there is that you're supposed to compromise. That's supposed to be the job of a politician. When you take office, you take an oath that you're going to serve all of the people. And if you keep that oath, well, you'll become a productive member who, just like the Good Samaritan, can accept the help of his enemy. Is it so strange that your enemy could have a good idea? uh, Cody says, I remember hearing about Lyndon Johnson. Lyndon Johnson is from Texas, right? Was from Texas. He owned a chain of television stations all around Texas. He was the big head honcho. That's how he had made his fortune. Big change in the '60s. Oh, really? He kept the programs that were going on from JFK. Here's Heather joining us in the chat room, saying good evening and good to see us all. Hope all is well. Any messages from my angels for me? Well, that brings us a very interesting point, Cody. We sat here and we haven't done a reading in the first half hour, have we? So, if Heather wants to see messages from her angels, okay, all right, Heather. Here's speak up. It's a 3, so it's about you telling others what your boundaries are, what your limits are. Speaking up, not keeping it blocked inside yourself, letting it go. Sometimes that sure, it's hard to do, and you will be better off for it. There's something that you need to express. You need to let someone know what. Heather says, I'm trying to avoid stirring the pot. It's if it doesn't happen now, it'll happen before the week's over. Because it needs to happen. So sometimes we're the windshield, sometimes we're the bug, right? We don't know. But you're being told to speak up. That it's better off for everyone to go ahead and rattle that cage, stir that pot, because it needs to get out. It's going to before the week's over. You might as well do a little preemptive work. Is that with work or family? Yeah, good question. And is this with work? No, it's family. It's where you sleep. It's you trying to get peace of mind, trying to do the right thing, of course. That's that Virgo moon that we have rising up on us. We have expectations of ourselves that we're going to do the right thing. And sometimes we expect too much. And when we really do this is on our expectations of other people. And this is why we so often feel let down by others. It's really our expectation of what they were going to do. Cody says, Heather, working on setting the boundaries and consequences more with son. Yes, to be a parent, Heather, it's the toughest thing in the world. The biggest risk a human can take is to have a child, to be responsible for that child, and to to see them learn that, yes, there's consequences to everything we do. Cause and effect. That's what karma is. That's what makes the whole universe go around. That's that's what young people have such a hard time seeing. They're still in the first round. Then we old people are in the 12th round already. We've seen this guy hitting us for a long time, and we learn some things, and that's what we pass on to the kids. Yeah. Cody, we never pulled a card on you tonight. Let me see what's going on. Okay, so that's work and trying to. What are you doing? Trying to train somebody else? Trying to train someone? Heather says, thank you. Really hard when the other parent isn't around consistently. It lets you know, doesn't it, Heather, that people are supposed to be in pairs. Parenting is such a hard job that it's a wonder that two people can. And when you see people that have multiple children, wow, what a job they're taking on. Heather said, has baby number 6 on the way. Oh. Yeah. Oh man. It's the thing about meeting each other and here in the chat room, our contributors can chat with each other and help each other, and helping each other is why we're here. This is we're all trying to reach our enlightenment, and when we at the end of our life are able to look back on this life and say, yeah, I finally got there, then you don't need another reincarnation. And very often these souls then become spirit guides who are with us. Heather says, be nice to go back to the 50s and the 60s. Do House on the Prairie. There you are. It's it really the big change in television has been that there are so many channels and so many different ways of watching TV now that never existed, and people creating literally their own content and providing others with their own content. I mean, that's exactly what we're doing here. Is trying to open up what we know, what we feel, to those who will, somewhere there's someone watching this for the first time, and I hope we're providing within this hour a look at the sort of thing that goes on with a lot of people working and trying to accomplish something together. And right here in our chat room, men and women working together because there's mutual respect. There's not one trying to take charge of the other. And that's the only way you can truly have mutuality. You can really have a coming together of minds and souls. And under this Cancer sun that we're under right now, the tarot card for Cancer is the Lovers. The Lovers are the two sides, the emotional and logical, of anything coming together, being able to be brought together and be emotionally logical or logically emotional. That's really the key, is to blend, to the world. The world needs more respect, says Heather. The world that we have created right now, if you look around you'll see that we look for order. We try to get things in order. And what we have is a world where authority makes that order happen. And by doing it that way, it creates violence, creates the shootings in the streets. It creates the chaos that we have. Cody says, creating your own formats. See, that's what cable television is about the individual being able to, rather than broadcast, it's become very narrowcast. There's something literally for everyone at any given time. Out of 500 channels, there ought to be. There really ought to be. And now we see the very same problem that we always did, and it's a lack of content, a lack of. See what's happened right now is this huge sucking vacuum that needed all of these different shows written and produced. It's not happening right now. It's and it's one of the big sticking points between the people who write the shows and act in the shows and those who produce the shows and take money for it and pay them. The problem has been that they're trying really to go over to computerized AI, artificial intelligence, to and which has to be done in order to produce the amount of volume that's being produced. And it's there's got to be a balance point there. I mean, right now we have the strike going on in Hollywood, and they don't seem to be getting any closer. They don't seem to be changing anything. So it's what happens when you try and force your ideas on other people. And the idea that producers want to enforce is, let's cut corners, let's save money, let's make more money on the picture, and pay more money to the investors rather than the people who actually came up with the product, those who are actually producing what's being seen. And it's like in the recording industry, where the live streaming services just changed everything completely, and now the live performance is where so many are actually making their money, where they have to go out and actually perform for each crowd, as a way of making their cut of the money, because things are so accessible now, so completely accessible. Cody says, I've told lots of people about my nickname of the last 20th century, dreamer, because I have dreams that came from 50 to 70 years ago. What you hear in your dreams is almost echoes of the past, things that are in your mind, Cody. Yes, there's really two different ways of remembering things. One is with your eyes, and the other is with your ears. It's amazing how some people, Cody says, part of being an old soul is having that vision of it. Yes, being able to call upon that knowledge that you have in your mind, that you have of everything that occurred in that life. And it's really there as clearly as everything that has already happened in this life, which of course you can access anything since you became cognizant, if you really concentrate. And one of the things is hearing. There are people like my wife who got through school because she has a photographic memory. Anything she's seen, she can just recall the page, the entire page. And for me, I was exactly the opposite. Anything I had ever heard, I could recall. I could bring back people's names if I heard someone say that name, and it's a very different way of being able to access your karmic life and be able to see what the point is, where it's going. And I think that's what everyone wants. Everyone would like to know, is this your soulmate? And there's another feature to karma that you have to realize, and that is that a soul can have more than one karma. You can have entirely different cast of characters in this series of lives, where all of a sudden you're gone. You disappear from that life because your other karmic life is it needs you. It's calling you. It's time for you to come into the world, perhaps with that karmic life. So when you think that there are, and who knows how many, if there can be two, anything is possible in this world. So if we have multiple karmas that we're working, it would be possible to come upon a soulmate at the wrong time, a soulmate from another lifetime. So yes, there could be connections between you and another person, and that person could suddenly be taken out of your life. And this, of course, would be part of the karmic lesson that you're learning in that lifetime. This is why people have to go, have to disappear, and it's so hard to understand. Things were so good, and then they're just gone. Cody says, I've said to people, I'll have a mix of Walt Disney, Jackie Gleason, Orson Welles, Ed Sullivan, and Milton Berle. Um, performers, performers who can walk out on a stage and transform the world for those, suspend time, take you to a different place. That's what entertainment is. That's what true entertainers are able to do. They're able to allow us to climb up on their shoulders and see further, to see right on right on down the line, and see what's going on. That's what Newton said. He said, "If I've seen further, it was because I was on the shoulders of giants and was able to look out there and see." So, if we truly appreciate what came before us, then that's really one of the reasons that we're here. One of the reasons that we are in this life. Cody says, "I have love for all of it, right? For comedy, music, drama, plays, and magic, and these things, Cody, come to you easily. They come to you naturally when you see these the clips of the old shows. You can understand exactly why they set it up that way, why they did that line there, as though you were backstage and directing the play, because you have been, and you have this this attachment to all entertainers, and the good ones you can truly appreciate, and you have no time for the average ones. They don't stick out to you at all, and that's the gift that you have, is being able to see true entertainers when you're around them. A true art form entertainment. Yes, and this is what it's supposed to be. Yes, for us to be able to entertain each other, to understand each other, to have an interest in each other, to work together in small groups. That's how things work best. Then you can work out from there, and it's the way that humans are supposed to work together. And truly, I mean, and think about this. I mean, we right now, there could be someone on the other side of the planet who's watching this video, and that is truly connecting everyone on the planet, whether they want to or not. We've done it. Everyone is truly connected, and we're going to have to learn how to live together, how to accept each other. That's that's one of the great things about the coming week. In the week that's coming up, the planets that are going to really influence us all this week are going to be Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Pluto. And Pluto is all about regeneration. So what begins early in the week is going to be running full cycle next week. birth, death, rebirth, regeneration. That's what you have to look forward to in the next week, as we all move from the Cancer sun sign into the Leo sun sign. And Leo, remember now, when we get into Leo next week, we all become very susceptible to others telling us how great we are for their own benefit, right? That Leo needs validation so badly that others, shysters, are able to use Leo against themselves. So watch out. That's what's coming up for next week. Cody says, I get chill bumps watching the June Taylor dancers do their opening number, and Gleason comes out with his catchphrase and monologues. And what you're seeing, Cody, is production values. You have organized this whole thing from top to bottom. You know when you see it done right. Those dancers in complete synchronization. And then yes, that's why it seems so satisfying to you to see those things. And it gets me every time, says Cody, and it will forever. And when you're ready, Cody, to use those things, when the time comes, you have them at your fingertips. You have this knowledge that covers a great scope, and because you can see the big picture. You're not looking at one particular dancer. You're seeing the whole thing. Yeah. It's it really is a very readable life, and the regeneration of that life from life to life. The same soul moving from life to life, and learning, and the more that you can pick up in this lifetime, the better off you're going to be in the next. The more you're going to be able to help other people to get to where you are, and so you can communicate with them. We're all climbing the same mountain, and we're on different sides of the mountain. So some of us get there before the others, and they look around, and some people run on up on the mountaintop, and others help the people who are beside them and below them to get up that mountain. That's how we're all going to get up here. And until we all get up, I don't think we're going to go anywhere. We're not going to go to God until we all go together. And we can only do that when we're all enlightened. And we're working on it. Yeah, we'll get there. So that's our hour for tonight. That is the Cosmic Watch. Thanks to all of our participating chat room people. And remember to hit the thumbs up button in order to show your support. I'm Franklin, and I'll see you next time. Same place, same channel.